The House will come to order. The chair lays before the House a communication from the Speaker.
The Speaker's Rooms, Washington, D.C., January 20th, 2023. I hereby appoint the Honorable Patrick T. McHenry to act as Speaker pro tempore on this day. Signed, Kevin McCarthy, Speaker of the House of Representatives.
The prayer will be offered by Chaplain Kivin.
Would you pray with me? O Lord, you are our light and our salvation. In the darkness of our days and the bleakness of this season, reveal yourself, that in all we endure and in the challenges we face, we would know that you are with us. Throughout our country, there are regions ravaged by floods, neighborhoods threatened by mudslides, and other areas endangered by extreme drought. Defend those who live there against the advance of destruction. Preserve them, that their livelihoods would not be leveled before them. In the days of trouble, keep us each in the safety of your protections. Rescue us, too, from the less evident dangers we are sure to encounter: the slander of enemies, the noise of hostility, the inclination toward bitterness, and the penchant for discord. In your keeping are we liberated from all that would bring us low and dare to hold us down. Lift up our heads to face with courage the enemies of body and soul. For in you do we find strength. In you are we redeemed. So may our lives serve to glorify you as we call on your name this day. Amen.
Amen. Pursuant to Section 3Z of House Resolution 5, the Journal of the Last Day's Proceedings is approved. The chair will lead the House in the Pledge of Allegiance. Please rise and face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The chair announces the Speaker's appointment pursuant to 22 U.S.C. 128A and the order of House of January 9th, 2023, of the following member on the part of the House of the United States, on the part of the House to the United States group of the NATO Parliamentary Assembly to fill the existing vacancy thereupon.
Mr. Turner of Ohio, Chair.
The chair announces the Speaker's appointment pursuant to 22 U.S.C. 3003 and the order of the House of January 9th, 2023, the following member on the part of the House to the Commission on Security and Cooperation in Europe. Mr.
Wilson of South Carolina, Chair.
The chair announces the Speaker's appointment pursuant to Section 5580 and 5581 of the revised statutes, 20 U.S.C. 42 through 43, and the order of the House of January 9th, 2023, of the following members on the part of the House to the Board of Regents of the Smithsonian Institution.
Mr. Smith of Nebraska, Mr. Graves of Louisiana.
Pursuant to Section 3Z of House Resolution 5, the House stands adjourned until noon on Tuesday next for a morning hour debate and 2 p.m. for legislative business. The House now stands adjourned.